As you think about all of these accelerating breakthroughs, given your background in healthcare, what are the shifts or changes that you are seeing there?
Yeah, it's interesting. Healthcare is a really interesting sector. Um, it's sort of where I came up through the ranks, and it's something that I still do a lot of work in. And it's really intriguing because I don't think the average person realizes that in the Fortune 500, like 4 out of the top 10 are very large healthcare companies, like United Healthcare and CVS, McKesson, AmerisourceBergen, very large, right? 15 years ago, that was occupied by the Exxon Mobil's, the other, but like Walmart, but 4 out of the top 10. And then 4 more out of the top 10. So that makes up 8 out of the 10 are things like Google's Alphabet or Amazon or Apple or Walmart, all companies that are making big, bold, disruptive plays in the healthcare space. So healthcare is really big business, especially here in the US, right? So there's a lot going on there. A lot of people are pumping money into it. I think there's a lot, you're familiar with how inefficient, how ineffective. It's not the most customer service oriented part of the economy, right? And so the idea that disruptor innovators, like the last 4 names I mentioned, will come in and be the agent of change that says, no, we don't do it that way anymore. The way United Healthcare did, or the way your local hospital did, we do it this way. It's much more consumer convenience. I think is going to be a really big disruptor. And what you should expect by the latter half of 2023 and going on is I think we're getting to a point where prices and demand between different companies trying to trade, venture-backed funds, it's getting more leveled out, and we'll see more activity and innovation.
And I think what you said about efficiency and effectiveness, there's also accessibility. Because with telehealth, as I think about that, it's also allowing people that don't have the access, don't have the time, they're especially lower socioeconomic groups perhaps that don't have the time or the ability. It's made,
right. If you're a third shift worker, it's not as easy.
It's not as easy. Right. So it's made it a lot more accessible and convenient. So we are hoping to see more and more.
I've known you for many years, and with you, what you see is what you get. And I was across the pond in Europe on vacation, and I ran into someone from Oliver Wyman who happened to know you, and he described you exactly the same way. That's a very consistent brand. And brand values to me, they're simple, but they're really hard. How have you done it?
Yeah, so how it's nice to hear, I guess, that I come across the same, regardless of the various settings that I'm in or people it carries forward. But I would say, as an individual, authenticity is the most important part